You leave the house. To you, it's minutes. To them, it's forever. They don't understand time, only the silence you leave behind. And in that silence, they show you just how deeply they miss you in ways most of us never notice, but every dog owner should. Here are 5 heartbreaking signs your dog misses you more than you think. 1. They guard your belongings like treasures. When you're away, your dog doesn't just remember you, they seek out the pieces of you that remain. Your favorite sweater becomes a shrine. Your pillow transforms into a sacred object. The shoes you kicked off by the door turn into anchors that hold your presence in the house. Watch how they position themselves around your things. They don't chew them or play with them. They protect them. They'll curl up next to your worn clothes, rest their head on your pillow, or lie across your shoes as if guarding something precious. To them, these objects aren't just fabric and leather, they're you, condensed into touchable form. The science behind this behavior is both beautiful and heartbreaking. Your scent is their strongest connection to you, and it fades slowly throughout the day. By staying close to your belongings, they're trying to preserve that connection, to keep some part of you present even when you're not. It's their way of making you stay, even when you've gone. Some dogs take this further. They'll carry your socks around the house like security blankets. They'll sleep on your side of the bed, not for comfort, but to be surrounded by your scent. They'll refuse to let anyone else touch your things, becoming gentle guardians of objects that most of us would consider ordinary. This isn't possessiveness or behavioral problems. It's love made tangible. When your dog treats your belongings like treasures, they're showing you that every part of you, even the parts you leave behind, matters to them. You're not just their human, you're their whole sense of home, and they'll protect every trace of you until you return. 2. They lose interest in their favorite things. Food sits untouched in the bowl. Toys lie forgotten on the floor. Even their most beloved treats can't spark the usual excitement. When you're away, the things that normally bring your dog joy seem to lose their meaning entirely. This isn't rebellion or stubbornness. It's a profound shift in their emotional landscape. Dogs are creatures of shared experience. They find the greatest pleasure in activities that connect them to their pack. When their favorite pack member is missing, even the most enjoyable activities feel hollow. You might notice they eat less while you're gone, only to devour their food the moment you return. They ignore the squeaky toy that usually drives them wild, but the second they hear your key in the lock, everything becomes interesting again. It's as if the world itself becomes muted in your absence, colors fading until you walk back into their life. Research shows that dogs in separation from their bonded human often experience a form of depression-like symptoms. Their dopamine levels drop, their motivation decreases, and activities that once brought reward no longer register as meaningful. It's not that they've forgotten how to be happy, they've temporarily lost their reason for happiness. Some dogs will go through the motions of their routine, walking to their food bowl, picking up a toy, starting a familiar activity only to abandon it halfway through. It's heartbreaking to witness, because you can see them trying to find joy in normal things, only to discover that nothing feels normal when you're not there. The most telling sign is how quickly everything changes when you return. Suddenly, food tastes good again, toys become exciting, treats are treasures worth celebrating. Your presence doesn't just make them happy, it makes happiness possible again. Without you there to share in their experiences, even the best things life has to offer feel empty and meaningless. 3. They create rituals around your return. Your dog doesn't just wait for you, they prepare for you. Throughout the day, they develop small rituals and routines centered entirely around the moment you'll walk back through that door. Some dogs position themselves in specific spots at certain times, as if they can will you home through the power of routine. They might sit by the window during the hours you usually return, moving there with purpose and precision. Others patrol the house, checking the same locations over and over: the front door, the garage, the driveway, as if their vigilance might somehow bring you back sooner. These rituals often become incredibly specific. They'll grab a particular toy and carry it to the door at exactly the time you usually come home. They'll sit in the same spot, facing the same direction, with the same hopeful expression day after day. It's their way of creating structure in the chaos of missing you, building patterns that connect them to the promise of your return. The most heartbreaking aspect of these rituals is their persistence. Even when you're late, even when your schedule changes, even when you're traveling for days, they continue their routine. They show up to their self-appointed posts with unwavering faith, performing their part of a reunion that hasn't happened yet, Some dogs develop elaborate welcoming ceremonies. They'll arrange their toys in specific patterns near the door. They'll position themselves with particular items, your slippers, a favorite ball, a cherished rope toy, as if preparing gifts for your return. It's their way of making the moment special, of turning your homecoming into the celebration it is in their heart. These rituals reveal something profound about how dogs experience time and hope. They don't just passively wait, they actively participate in bringing you home through the power of routine and faith. Every day, they choose to believe that you'll return, and they prepare accordingly. It's loyalty and love expressed through the most touching form of optimism. 4. They mirror your energy even when you're not there. Perhaps the most mysterious sign that your dog misses you is how they seem to carry your emotional imprint throughout the day. Even in your absence, they move through the house with an energy that reflects not just their own mood, but somehow yours as well. If you left stressed or rushed that morning, they remain restless throughout the day. If you had a calm, peaceful departure, they settle into a more relaxed waiting. It's as if they've absorbed your emotional state and continue to process it long after you've gone. This emotional echoing is possible because of the deep bond you share. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to their bonded humans' emotional chemistry. They can detect changes in your scent, your hormone levels, even your breathing patterns. When you leave, they carry that emotional information with them, continuing to respond to feelings that are no longer physically present. You might notice that on days when you leave feeling anxious about work, they seem more agitated during your absence. When you have a peaceful morning routine, they spend the day in a calmer state. They're not just missing you, they're processing the emotional experience of your departure and carrying it with them throughout their wait. Some dogs even seem to anticipate your mood for the day. If you have a particularly stressful period at work, they might become more clingy in the mornings, as if sensing that the separation will be harder for both of you. If you're excited about something happening that day, they pick up on that energy and carry it with them, becoming more alert and expectant. This emotional mirroring is one of the most profound aspects of the human-dog bond. Even when separated by miles and hours, you remain emotionally connected. Your dog doesn't just wait for your physical return, they hold space for your emotional presence, carrying a piece of your heart with them until you're reunited. It's a form of love that transcends physical presence, creating an invisible thread that connects you across any distance. 5. They know you're coming home before you do. The most heartbreaking and beautiful sign that your dog misses you is their uncanny ability to sense your return before it happens. Minutes, sometimes even hours before you actually walk through the door, they begin to change. Their energy shifts, their positioning changes. Something in them awakens with the knowledge that the waiting is almost over. This isn't just coincidence or lucky timing. Dogs possess an incredible combination of sensory awareness and emotional intuition that allows them to detect your approach long before human senses would register anything. They might hear your car from blocks away, recognize the specific pattern of your footsteps on the sidewalk, or even sense the subtle changes in their environment that signal your imminent return. But it goes deeper than physical senses. Many dog owners report that their pets seem to know they're coming home even when schedules change unexpectedly, when they're returning from trips at unusual hours, or when they're still far from home. It's as if the strength of the bond creates a kind of emotional radar, allowing your dog to sense when your attention turns toward home. You can see it in how they position themselves near the door or window, not with the casual hope of their daily routine, but with the focused intensity of certain knowledge. Their body language changes from patient waiting to active preparation. They might start pacing, whining softly, or gathering their favorite toys. The waiting transforms into anticipation, and anticipation into joy. This pre-arrival behavior reveals something profound about how much your absence affects them. They don't just notice when you leave, they can notice the exact moment you begin your journey home. Your return doesn't start when you walk through the door. It begins the moment you turn your thoughts toward them, the moment you start the journey back to their world. Some dogs even distinguish between different types of returns. They know the difference between you coming home from work and you coming home from a long trip. They can sense whether you're returning alone or with others. Their pre-arrival behavior adjusts accordingly, becoming more intense and joyful the longer you've been away. This supernatural awareness is their love made visible. Missing you has sharpened their senses and deepened their connection to you until they can feel your presence approaching from miles away. They don't just wait for you, they participate in bringing you home through the sheer power of their attention and devotion. If you've recognized these signs in your dog, you're witnessing something extraordinary. These behaviors aren't just habits or quirks, they're expressions of a love so deep it reshapes their entire world in your absence. Through every guarded belonging, every lost appetite, every faithful ritual, every emotional echo, every supernatural awareness, your dog is showing you that you're not just part of their life, you are their life. The waiting isn't empty time for them. It's an active form of love, a daily renewal of their commitment to you. Every day you leave, they choose to miss you. Every day you return, they choose to celebrate. In a world full of casual connections and conditional relationships, what you have with your dog is profound and pure. Love that doesn't diminish with distance, devotion that doesn't waver with time. Your dog's way of missing you reveals the depth of their attachment and the strength of your bond. They don't just love you when you're present, they love you through your absence, holding space for you in their heart until the moment you return. And when you do return, their joy isn't just about the end of waiting. It's about the confirmation that love, patience, and faith are always rewarded. That's the most beautiful thing about how dogs miss us. It's not just about the pain of separation, but about the certainty of reunion. They miss you with complete confidence that you will return, and that confidence transforms missing into the most hopeful form of love.